Keith's an amazing guy.
What is up? It is Red, the Rideshare Ginger, coming right back at you. Here in my lovely Lincoln MKZ, getting my day started. It's like 3:30 a.m. But let's talk about how you can make $1,000 in less than 40 hours a week. And some of you are gonna like what I'm about to say. Some of you are gonna hate what I'm about to say. Some of you are gonna think I'm stupid and crazy. Some of you are gonna think there's no way that works. And so let's just get straight to it. What I'm talking about is Uber and Lyft. Uber and Lyft. You can make it depending on your market, where you're at. Just all depends. Like, I'm in Illinois, so it works for me here. I know there's other markets where it works as well. Kind of depends on where you're at, so you got to try it in your market. But I got some strategies for you of how to make it work and how to make it happen. And so $1,000 a week in 40 hours. It's roughly $25 an hour that you're looking to aim for. And there's some ways to go about it. And you could just turn on your apps and drive whenever you want, and you're probably not going to make that $1,000 in 40 hours. You'll make that $1,000 at some point, maybe 50 hours, 55 hours, but to get it done in 40, if you're trying to get it done in 40, you're going to have to be flexible. You're going to have to work at certain times. And some people are like, okay, yeah, I'll just work the weekends and I'll make $1,000. Possible, sort of true, could work. Kind of depends on your time limits in your market and things like that. Like here in Chicago area, we have a 10-hour a day limit in the city limits on Uber and Lyft. So going to be tough to knock that out in a 3-day weekend. There's some strategies to get around that too. Watch my other videos. I kind of tell you how to skirt the system just a little bit. But to do the $1,000 a week, so it's probably gonna take you 2 to 3 weeks, if not 4 weeks, to hone in on the right times to drive. And a way to kind of make this go a little bit quicker, you'll want to get into some Facebook group chats, watch some YouTube videos like you're doing right now. Take a look at some other drivers out there. Dustin is driving is great. He's in a completely different market. I think he's now in New Jersey. He used to be down in the Florida area. So, I mean, he's got some knowledge in 2 different markets. So watching his videos and asking him questions, being in his Facebook group, which I'm in that group as well, will allow you to gain a little more knowledge as well. And there's other good YouTubers out there. Find one in your area. But so take you 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even 4, to learn the best times to drive. But then that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna be flexible, and you're only going to drive the good times. Like, I'm up at 3:30 in the morning right now on a Monday, and people are like, why the fuck would you be up that early? Well, it's one of the good times to drive in Chicago. And I'm gonna drive 3:30 till about noon today, and then I'll be done. And knock out, some quick trips. And geez, sorry, my face is itching. It's dry up in here. Other times that are good to drive are, weekends are good, but it's not the whole weekend. Like, getting up at 4 a.m. on a Saturday is not going to be very productive for you. Doing maybe 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. or if you're in Chicago market, 10 p.m. to 4 a.m., that's going to be good. You're trying to get some high surge that's going to kind of get you to that $25 an hour. And this is all assuming you have a regular vehicle. You don't have a Lincoln MKZ. Maybe you have a Toyota Corolla or a Nissan Altima or something like that, where you're not going to be able to get these high-class, high-paying rides that some of these other drivers can, like I can in this Lincoln MKZ. So I'm talking, you're going to do this $1,000 in a regular vehicle. If you have other options available, maybe you can bump that to $1,200 a week or things like that in that same amount of time. First thing you're going to do every single week is you're going to look up the events in your market for that week. And I like to use an app called Fair Pilot. It's probably about 90% correct, around that range. And use that app, and you can go to its events. It's a free app. Go to the events on there, and it'll tell you what events are coming up in your market that week. And you're going to take a look through those. And if anything catches your eye that you know is a big event that people don't tend to drive to, because if they drive to the event, it's not going to help you. It's an event where they don't tend to drive to, so think someplace where they're going to drink, big concert, things like that. And you're going to pick out, 3 to 6 events that week. maybe even more if you're trying to drive 6 days and just doing very short days, but aim for like 3 to 6 events, and you're going to work those events. And you got to think about where are A, people coming from to go to the event, and B, where's the event at and what time is it going to end. And don't trust FairPilot with the end times. Kind of do your own research to find out what time it's actually going to end. But what you'll do is, let's say the event is going to run from 5 to 8 p.m. at night, and people are going to be done at about 8, and people are going to be getting there from about 30 minutes away. So you're going to work about 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. So you're going to knock out 5 hours for that event, and at 4 p.m., you're going to want to get into position into places where you think people will most likely be going to the event from. Now, it's never a guarantee. It's not 100% like, okay, yep, this is definitely where I got to go to take people to this event. So it's never going to be 100%, but go to the areas, the hotels in the area and things like that where it's likely to get a trip to there. And then you're just going to work and take rides where they are. And if the event's going to end at 8, because you're going to be done taking people there at about 5:15 will be your last trip there, because people are always late to things. And at about, if the event ends at 8, at about 7:15, 7:30, depending on where you're at, you're going to want to set a destination filter to that event so you can get back there, hopefully take some trips there and kind of maximize your time, and then start doing trips out of there. And depending on how far you get away is going to depend on how late you work, but it's going to be roughly 9 p.m. And you're going to do that for 3 to 6 events in each week. And events are one of the biggest ways to maximize your earnings and stay closer to that $25 an hour mark. And then just on top of that, so that's the main part of the strategy. And then beyond that, you're just going to want to try to identify the times that your city surges most often and most frequently. And I guess with those events as well, if it's an event or something very similar, like if you have a basketball team or a hockey team in your town and you know it's going to surge and it surges every single time, don't take a trip until it starts to surge. And I got videos on surge strategies and things like that, so take a look at those. I don't want to elaborate too long here, but beyond the event surge, if your city always surges from 7 to 9 a.m. during weekdays, make sure you start at least one trip in that surge area every single day that you're driving, and that's going to maximize your earnings. So what I'm talking about here is nothing, it's not rocket science, it's nothing crazy. You're taking a look at events, and then going into your market and learning where the surge times are. And that's what I'm saying. You're going to have to be flexible, and you're going to have to be willing to work whenever these times are that are the best times to work. Now, if you're not willing to work during these times, then maybe you only make $800 in 40 hours, which for most people is still pretty good. Most people are going to be happy with $800, but $1,000 is a nice little chunk of change that you can take home doing 40 hours a week. And you're just sitting on your butt in a car driving around. It's not, very difficult to do, and it just takes a little bit of prep time to make it happen. If you have any questions, post them in the comments. There's a great app in my description called GetUpside, and GetUpside is going to get you gas rebates, and use it for yourself. I've gotten back over $500, I think, at this point, or somewhere in that range on GetUpside. So that's money back in my pocket that I just would have spent and not had. So use the app, use my referral code, because you'll get an additional 15 to 25 cents. I always forget what the shit is right now, but somewhere between 15 to 25 cents back for your first couple of fill-ups or your first fill-up or something like that. And then start referring people yourself, because you'll earn a little bit of money off each person that's below you that you've referred. So use that app. It's a decent one. There's other apps that I'll talk about in other videos and stuff. But until next time, guys, ask questions in the comments if you have them. I do a segment called 3-Minute Thursday, and I try to get it done every single week, and I answer the questions that are in the comments in that video. But until next time, guys, like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you do. If you really like my content, make sure you hit that bell notification after you subscribe, and it'll let you know every single time that I post a video. But until next time, guys, thanks, and I appreciate the views.